Queen Isala Mirasin sat on her throne, her eyes shimmering with the moonlight. As the sages gathered around her, their robes whispering in the night breeze, a heavy silence enveloped the hall. The head sage stepped forward, his voice solemn as he delivered the prophecy.
An heir with two hearts will be born, one of light and one of darkness. They will decide the fate of the throne,
he declared, his words hanging in the air like an ominous cloud. Queen Isala felt an unnatural chill run through her, as if the sea itself whispered a warning. As the priest departed, an elderly sage lingered, his eyes filled with ancient knowledge.
"Beware, my queen, for the ancient forces are stirring once more,"
he murmured, his words a haunting echo as Isala left the sacred hall. Years later, the people of Nimara gathered to witness the birth of Princess Nayara, the daughter of Queen Isala. From the moment Nayara took her first breath, the sea responded, freezing under the midnight sky. The wind howled, as if in protest of this new life. As she grew, it became clear that Nayara was different. Her powers extended beyond the control of salt water, reaching into the realm of storms and rain.
Her heart beats with dual energy.
The queen whispered to herself, half in awe, half in fear. The sea, once a gentle companion, now mirrored the tumult within her daughter, growing turbulent with Nayara's every emotion. Selena Kavras, the cunning leader of a rival family, watched the unfolding events with keen interest. Her son Ronin stood beside her, a formidable figure, capable of wielding both wind and fire. He was the heir she had groomed for power, poised to take the throne that Nayara's birth now threatened.
"We must act before she grows too strong,"
Selena whispered, her eyes glinting with ambition. Ronin nodded, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon, where Nayara's powers flickered like a storm on the edge of the sea. On her 18th birthday, Nayara faced her first royal trial, a test to prove her worthiness for the throne. As she stood in the center of the arena, the sea responded to her call, a massive storm rising at her command. The crowd watched in awe as she demonstrated her power, the elements bending to her will. But just as triumph seemed certain, Ronin intervened, unleashing a fiery wave that clashed violently with her storm. The arena shook, and the island trembled beneath their feet. "This is not over," he warned, his voice a challenge that echoed long after the flames had died. Nayara sought answers in the dusty volumes of the palace library, her mind troubled by the whispers of the sea. As she combed through the ancient texts, she stumbled upon a forgotten prophecy. An heir with two hearts may become Nimara's greatest ruler, or its last.
"What does this mean for me?"
Nayara wondered aloud, the weight of her destiny pressing heavily on her shoulders. Meanwhile, a cryptic message reached Queen Isala, warning of the kingdom's impending collapse. The pieces of a larger puzzle began to fall into place, hinting at forces far older and more powerful than any had imagined. On the night of the full moon, Nayara and Ronin met in the throne room, each ready to end the other's claim to the throne. As they stood facing each other, a new force emerged, a swirling mass of shadows rising from the void, ancient and powerful.
"The time has come to choose."
A voice whispered in Nayara's ear, urging her to decide the fate of the kingdom. With the island itself trembling under the weight of their conflict, Nayara realized the true scope of her power. The choice she made would not only determine the ruler of Nimara, but also unveil the secret forces that had watched over the kingdom for centuries.